guys, it's Wonder from the Wonder of Nature, and what I wanted to talk to you about today is the animals I work with in my spiritual practice. But before I get into that, I did want to do a quick little shout out to a Etsy store that I recently bought some stones from. They were awesome, they were amazing. I bought the stones, they were shipped within I think it was the next day, and then I got it within a few days. So it was super awesome. The name is ilovelotus.etsy.com, or you can go to ilovelotus.com. And it had that card in there, and then they had another little business card of theirs in there. And remember how I've been talking about how I've had a need for rose quartz? Well, I purchased a couple pieces of rose quartz from them. I also got a chunk of raw pink tourmaline, but because I got rose quartz on the back of their business card was this cute little rose quartz thing. It says pink heart chakra. Release unwanted burdens, be the light of divine love, assist to lessen heartaches, create a space of calm and peace, ease stress. I am love, I am love, I am love. So that was super cute. And so I already opened it, as you can tell, because I didn't want to wait. I have no patience. But then it came with this really cute chakra guide, and it lists all of the stones for each chakra, and then on the back it says feng shui healing stones. Yeah, and it's a little guide so you can place stones in the appropriate sectors for assistance in the specific areas. So it came with that. So I got this huge palm stone of rose quartz, and their prices were super doable too. It was great. Huge palm stone. It's super cold right now because it's been in my room, but the other night I sat on the couch and I just had it on my chest. It was awesome. Then I got a little pointed tower, which I love when the stones have those little black specks in there. You can't really see it on the camera, but I love it. And then here is my raw pink tourmaline. I do want to get some black tourmaline eventually, but I was very much in the pink vibe, you know, rose quartz and whatnot. But yeah, so they're really cool. Go check them out. I love lovelotus.etsy.com. I am not sponsored by them. I was recommended by a friend to go to their store on Etsy. I purchased, and I had a pretty good experience with it. So now to get into what I wanted to talk about. First off, animals I work with in my spiritual practice. So I am a nature green witch, okay? So there are a few animal energies I like to work with. Number one, wolves, or wolves. I have just always been connected to wolves. They've always been a big part of my life, whether, you know, I just see pictures or dreams or what have you. They've just always been with me through everything. And so a few years ago, I actually got a tattoo right here, and it is of a wolf, my one and only tattoo, and I love wolves so much I wanted it to be a permanent part of me. But yeah, so I just wrote down a few things about, just free writing, a few things about wolves earlier. And I said, they have always been with me. I can look at a wolf and calmness just washes over me. I take lessons from them, be it for, family, pack, being a leader or finding your place and being secure in your place. They are gentle creatures but can be ferocious when called for. I love their pack family mentality. I love how they are gentle, loving, creatures, but when it's called for, they will defend themselves and they will defend their family and they will defend their homes. And I just see them as this just very strong, firm standing symbol. Even when we as humans, encroach on their territory and they go to the brink of extinction, and then somehow they, not all the time, but somehow they come back, and then there'll be random sightings of wolves in a country that, hasn't had wolves in hundreds of years. They're just a very inspiring creature. I love to watch videos, hearing them howl. It gets me. They will always be number one, my ride or die. It's wolves. So I had wolves for a little bit of time, and that was pretty much the only big animal energy that I worked with. And then a few years after I found or realized, that the wolf was a part of my spiritual practice, a surprise came, and the next animal I started working with was a silverback gorilla. Now that does seem very extreme and very funny, but there is a funny story, or a very heartwarming story. So there's a zoo close to us, and every time that I go, I always make a point, I love going to the gorilla house, and I'll spend hours in there. And there's this one gorilla who, every time I go, it's just this weird connection. And the last time I went, which I haven't been in years because zoos make me very sad. I know they have a purpose, but it just makes me very sad. And I'm not even going to go on that tangent. But my friends were there, and we went into the gorilla house, and I sat down on they have benches in front of the enclosure. And I sat down, and he was actually outside. And I sat down, and immediately upon sitting down, he poked his head into the enclosure and looked at me. And then he came in and he sat down in front of me, and he just was staring at me. And I put my hand up on the glass, and he put his hand up there, and it was just and my friend was like, oh my gosh, he is that's so weird. I've never seen a gorilla act like that, with someone. And that was when I kind of knew gorillas are just... Again, I wrote down some things when I was free writing about them. Said, they are an animal that even when locked in a cage, they have a dignity and grace that is humbling. Just like any creature, they are struggling to survive in a fast-changing world, and they stand tall and firm. To me, the wolf and the gorilla do have a lot of similar characteristics, but the gorilla is just, I can't really describe what it feels like to work with the gorilla energy, but I love it. It does influence me very much. And then as I was writing down and free writing about the animals that I work with, I went to write down a third one, and I was like, oh yeah, my third one, but I don't have a third animal I work with. I just have the two, wolf and silverback gorilla. And it got me thinking. I was like, why did I want to write down another animal? Because I don't work with one. So I think one may be entering my life soon. But yeah, animal energy has a very big part in my spiritual practice. I have learned a lot of lessons from the animals that I work with. And it's not that I just only strictly work with these two animal energies. They are just the most prominent ones. Of course, there's cows right outside my window. I have geese, I have buzzards, I have birds, I have rabbits, skunks, like I live out in the boonies, live out in the country, so there is a lot of animals that I do come into contact with. It's coming up on spring, so a lot of turtles are going to be invading my yard because I have a pond. Well, there is a pond across the road over there, and then back here is another pond. So the turtles like to travel back and forth between these two ponds, and it just so happens that my property is like their highway, and we see turtles all summer, like spring and summer long, and I love it, and it's great. So I'll probably be working with like turtle energy and stuff, but yeah, I love working with animals. I'm a big animal advocate, so it's no surprise that I live in the country and I work with animals. Yeah, let me know what animals you work with. Let me know what animals you may be new to working with, your experiences that you're having. Just let me know. All right, well, that's it for me. Blessings and growth, and I will see you guys later. My thing messed up.